And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for today's episode of Loki Season 2, Episode 3. Now, if you've not caught the Loki, spoilers ahead because this is a doozy of an episode. Okay, so far we all know that the timeline right now is not exactly in the best shape. You know, he who must not be named, he's dead, aka Kang the Conqueror, or his variant. He's dead, so, timeline without him is pretty much like in chaos. Branches are breaking out, timelines are being erased, and everything's going on chaotic in the TVA that everybody's pretty much scrambled. Kind of like if Google lost some important papers, everybody would be scrambling. Yeah. That's how chaotic it is. So Morbius and of course Loki, they decide they need to find Renfield, I think her name was, if I remember her correctly. The woman who was in charge of the TVA before it went into chaos. The pretty one. So they had to go find her and Miss Minutes, since apparently the two of them have disappeared. They don't know where they are, what timeline they could be at. So they need to find them like ASAP. Maybe Miss Minutes can help figure out what's going on, how to fix the timelines, do something. So we find out where Miss Minutes has been hiding throughout this entire ordeal. She's been hiding in Chicago, Illinois in the early 1800s. Why? Because she's been keeping her eyes out on a young Kang the Conqueror. Yes, a very young variant version of Kang the Conqueror known as Victor Timely. Young kid, doesn't know much, doesn't know anything, just does his own business. So Renfield shows up. She's like wondering, why am I here? Hey, listen, our boss is telling us we need to leave that package for this young man over here, because he's going to grow up to be him anyway. So that's right. Basically, the he who should not be named, or Kang, I hate saying that. I'm just going to say Kang. So the Kang that got killed in the first season of Loki, he left a big clue to his other variant, so that way he can pick up the pieces and continue his research and continue his ambition for world domination. Well, except for world domination is basically, Kang wants to basically start a second multiverse war, which also known as, Kang's dynasty stop number 1 and Secret Invasions, Secret War stop number 2, which we all know is going to be coming soon in about 30 years from now. So go figure. Anyway, support the actor strike. Anyway, so Loki decides, hey, listen, let's go find him. Let's go find what's he at. So he sees him. He thinks he sees a ghost. He sees him. He's like, oh man, this guy's dangerous. We got to get rid of him now. Then they come up with the idea, maybe he can help us figure out how to do this, because he has the TVA book with all the information from the TVA, basically having the sports almanac and doing, inventions. But he's kind of a goofball in a way, but he doesn't really know exactly what does he have. Of course, Miss Minutes is there to tell him what he has, so we got to see that. And Renfield is there as well. They're both shady in their own colorful way, so there's that. And so yeah, at the end of it, Loki, Morbius, and Sylvie shows up as well to try to get rid of him. And of course, it ends with Morbius and Loki taking him, thanks to Sylvie letting him go back to the TVA to pretty much help fix the problem. Fortunately, they don't know that Kang is going to use him, or use himself, to make everything even worse. All right. So you pretty much caught up. All right. Overall, great episode. I thought this episode was great. We actually got to see Kang in a good episode. It wasn't like we had to wait like 5 episodes later for a Thrawn, excuse me, Star Wars, but you know what I mean. I honestly thought we were gonna see Kang until like much later. I was like, oh, don't do this to me now. But he shows up, good version of him. Jonathan Myers, once again, playing him again. Great job. He did a good job. Playing the kind of like the Thomas Edison kind of a character, but he's Kang, but we don't know he's Kang yet. So that's all cool. Got to see Sylvie and Loki kind of duke it out. to one to protect him, the other one to pretty much kill him, to either A, fix the problem, or B, make it even worse. So by killing him again, probably would have made it even worse, in my opinion. We got to see Miss Minutes be all kinds of shady, so she's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in her own, animated world. So there's that. And the ending was very interesting because it shows Renfield and Miss Minutes back at He Who Should Not Be Named's headquarters, or the end of time, where he stashed himself in his chair, all skeleton-like. And Miss Minutes says she has some kind of big secret that involves around Renfield. What is that? No idea. It could be anything. But now that Kang is in the TVA again, another version of him that doesn't really know what's exactly going on. I feel like a lot of these Kangs don't know what the other Kangs are doing, except the main big three that we saw at the end of Quantumania. Those big three know everything. So those guys, I'm pretty sure one of them is going to show up eventually in this show to set up the next movie or show or whatever that's going to lead into Kang's Dynasty. Because this is all leading to Kang's Dynasty anyway, so we just got to wait to see what happens. But I think the other Kangs who are not part of the whole, council of Kangs, I think there are some council members or just Kangs out there that are not part of the circle and they don't know anything. They're just being used as puppets. So is this Kang's version of him going to make it even worse? No idea, but we have to wait and see what happens. But I'm excited to see it. It was a very good episode. I'm glad to see we got to see Sylvie Renfield again, and of course Miss Minutes is all crazy, and I liked that, so that was cool. We got to see Kang again, so that was great seeing him. I know they don't call him Kang, but it's easy to call him Kang instead of calling him something else. We all know he's Kang, so yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Did you guys enjoy it? Not enjoy it? Are you guys done with the show? Are you guys done with the MCU overall with this whole Kang stuff and the multiverse stuff? Leave a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good night.